You could win $100 and a shot glass and keychain from the Anything Show with Jean-Francois, Monday, August 30th. Now you're asking yourself, John, how do I win such money and merch? Very simple. All you have to do is tell us what's your favorite simple pleasure. And if you want to know how you tell us what your favorite simple pleasure is, listen to the Anything Show with Jean-Francois on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts for a chance to win $100 and a shot glass and keychain courtesy of the Anything Show with Jean-Francois, Monday, August 30th.
Ladies, have you been led astray? Did you diddle where maybe you shouldn't have dabbled? Have you been unfaithful to your husband, wife, partner, main squeeze? Well, there's a judgment-free podcast just for you. Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity, hosted by Rebecca Adams, tells the stories of these women from their perspective, anonymously and without judgment.
I met the first man I had an emotional affair with online. He was far away, but he provided me with all of the emotional validation that my marriage was lacking. The first time we talked, he showed an interest in me as a person. It was refreshing.
If you need to come clean, get it off your chest, confess your sins with no Hail Marys required, then Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity is the podcast for you. And remember, it's completely anonymous and judgment-free.
Raw Truth, Stories of Female Infidelity is available wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe today.
Support for the Anything Show with Jean-Francois comes from the Our Savings Starts Tomorrow podcast. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how much I love this married couple, John and Jen. They just sit around drinking wine and they talk about travel stories, but they're not just any type of travel stories. Like, remember the time when the two of them were surrounded by a gang in Belize City? Of course you don't, because you gotta listen in order to know what I'm talking about. Or, oh my God, the time when John and Jen got stuck in a hurricane on a cruise ship. Or, when John was almost beat up by a person at Disney World of all places. So if you like to travel, then this podcast will make you want to have more adventures. They've talked about Nashville, Alaska, San Diego. The podcast, again, is Our Savings Starts Tomorrow, and you can find it wherever you get podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, etc. Check them out on Instagram at Our Savings Starts Tomorrow, and check out their website, oursavingsStartsTomorrow.com.
From the Magic 97.7 studios in Lyndonville, Vermont, this is the Anything Show with Jean-Francois. Stand by and remain cautious.
All right, here we go. It is Friday, August 13th. Oh my God, Friday the 13th, Andrew. Are we going to have a bad show? I hope not.
A holiday.
It is a holiday of bad luck. Come on, be careful. All right, we have, let's see. Oh, Andrew Vandertunt from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast joining us once again for the Anything Show with Jean-Francois. I am John from the Magic 97.7 studios in Lyndonville, Vermont. Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
Fantastic. This beautiful holiday in honor that I'm wearing all black. And I've got a great T-shirt on with Leatherface, even though he's on Friday the 13th. I still love it.
There you go. So if you don't wear black on Friday the 13th, does that mean your bad luck is basically sealed?
It's like the opposite of, the black cat thing. If your black cat walks past you on any other day than today, it's bad luck.
Okay.
But if you're wearing other colors than black, I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what, Andrew? We got a great show coming up for you today. Believe it or not, this Friday the 13th as we record this. I got a conversation coming up with Shaun Reviv, who is the host of the new podcast Long Shot, the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccine. For our celebrity gossip, Andrew, we got to talk about these idiot celebrities that do not bathe every day. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Goodness gracious. For Let's Get Viral, a Karen does not like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Karens, they're my favorite people. And for Ask Anything, remember, for Monday, August 30th, we find out your simple pleasure, and you could win $100 and an Anything Show shot glass and keychain on Monday, August 30th, if you tell us what your simple pleasure is. And for our headlines, me and Andrew got to talk about whether you segregate your laundry or not. Andrew gives an answer that I might just judge, Andrew. Oh, man, listen to The Anything Show with Jean Francois on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Follow us on Facebook.com/The Anything Show. Instagram is also where we are, at Anything Show Francois. And we're on YouTube, of course, under The Anything Show with Jean Francois. Shot glasses and keychains are available. $10 for a glass, $5 for a keychain. So you could send me a DM if you are interested. Andrew, are we going to be ready to go for headlines just as soon as I have the theme song pulled up here?
Let's do it. Let's dive in like we're in the Olympics.
Yay! All right, timely reference, by the way. The Olympics, I think, ended... didn't it end like last weekend as we're recording this, Andrew?
It did. All the sports of it are done now.
Yeah, and speaking of the Olympics, if you are crazy enough to enter the Olympics, you are a psychopath. Yes. And that should be actually one of the 10 jobs that I'm looking here with the most psychopaths. A recent survey actually said the top 10 jobs with the most psychopaths are CEO, lawyer, TV or radio personality. Andrew, I mean, we're in podcasting. That sort of lines up with radio. So we are psycho.
Yeah, we're fun.
I guess, yeah, fun. I guess you would say that. I mean, would you rather be normal and unpsychopathic or fun and psychopathic?
Give me full on psycho. Fill me up right on that.
Yes, we are podcasters and also serial killers, me and Andrew. I love it. Salespeople are also psychopaths. Surgeons, which I think it might be dangerous, Andrew. I mean, if someone is operating on my lungs, do I really want them to be psycho?
You know what? I don't want them to be too psycho, but I don't want them to be squeamish of the inside of my body either. So I'm hoping they've got a little, of the edge on them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Journalism people are psychos, and why not? I mean, I think recently went through an administration that was psycho every single day, so I think after a while that's going to get to you.
You have to be psycho just to remain sane in that situation.
Oh, I bet. A priest... Priests are psychopaths. I don't know. Should I state the controversial reason why priests might be psychos, Andrew?
Well, there's a stated reason, so,
Oh, hint, hint, hint. Choir boys, altar boys, hint, hint, hint. Police officers are psychopaths. You know what? I can see that. Now, police officers, God bless them for, protecting our lives at all costs. But at the same time, I mean, I think when you've seen what police officers have seen in the line of duty, yeah, that's going to make you go a little crazy.
Yeah, so you just got to talk to somebody at that point. Just go talk with somebody. You can't handle that on your own.
Yep. Chefs. Oh, my God. Chefs are psychopaths. I can understand. I mean, have you seen Gordon Ramsay on Hell's Kitchen? That's a psycho.
Gives me my best laughs ever, but I would never eat his food. I'm afraid of him.
Really?
His food's scary. I think his food is scary now because he's scary.
I would think that because Gordon Ramsay is so particular and perfectionist about his food that would make him the best cook ever. I would think that the meaner the chef, if I had a chef tell me oh, F this pasta sauce is effing ridiculous, F you, go jump in an effing river, then that means I'm going to get the best meal of my life.
Okay, I can see that.
And of course, finally, politicians are psychopaths. Yes.
Given. It's given.
Oh, my goodness. Now, Andrew, you expected a certain job title to be a part of this psychopath list. What was that job title?
Yes, I would have thought librarian.
Now, why? Is it because of all the stuff that we've seen in pornographic videos?
Oh, no, I've seen some cute librarian videos. That's why I wear glasses. I feel like a librarian. But I would imagine that they would be upset that people are messing up the organization of the books every day. I would be so pissed.
All right. Yeah, because you know what? Librarians don't really do that much aside from make sure that everything is organized and well documented. So yeah, if you put the fiction book in the nonfiction section or the pornographic section, if there is a pornographic section in a library, then yeah, that librarian is going to go Chucky Cheese on you. I'm sorry. I meant to say Chucky from the horror movies. I was like, yeah, but you know what? Chucky the animatronic mouse, that is a psychopath, technically.
Oh, definitely. That thing is Terminator in disguise.
Oh, yeah. So if you are dressed up as Chucky, the cheese guy from the arcade and pizza place, then please get away from me before I pee on you out of fear. Alrighty. Speaking of pissing on people, I don't know why this is a great transition, but this woman in Russia, I know why, because I guess Donald Trump was accused of peeing on a Russian hooker, so maybe that's a nice transition to our next story.
Yeah, I can see where you went to there.
Okay, anyway, this woman from Russia, our next headline, she's suing McDonald's for tempting her so much that she ate a cheeseburger and broke her Lent fast. Andrew, she's accusing McDonald's of violating the consumer protection law and is seeking $14 in damage. Not $14 million, but just $14 in damage. What's your thoughts about this woman, Andrew?
I just want to know what she got at McDonald's that was $14. I want to know because whatever meal she got, if it was that satisfying for her to break Lent, then still sue at the same time, it's got to be something good.
You know what? These days with McDonald's and their prices going up, I think just a Big Mac meal is what she got for $14. Yeah, Andrew, I don't know if you've been to McDonald's lately, but a Big Mac meal is like $9 or $10 now. And it used to be like $4 or $5 for a Big Mac meal. So, you know, you would think of McDonald's as the cheapest of cheapy place, like for eternity. But no. I think $14 can get you just one Big Mac meal at McDonald's these days.
That's how I know I haven't been to McDonald's in a while. I was thinking it was like $4 for an item.
Yeah. Yeah, but enough publicizing for McDonald's for no reason. You know, I got to say, this woman, like, she obviously has some great temptations when it comes to McDonald's. And I feel like the fact that she thinks it's McDonald's responsibility that she is going after fast food like nobody's business during her Lent, call me crazy, but it's kind of ridiculous.
Definitely ridiculous on a whole nother level.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard about that story a while ago, Andrew. I think I saw this on the Super Size Me documentary, but there was a woman that actually maybe someone, man or woman, that sued McDonald's for making them obese. As if they didn't have the choice to not be obese, you know?
What? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's actually a story that came out some time ago. So McDonald's, yes, you are a cheapy McCheapster corporation that may treat your employees badly, but you know what? If people choose to get obese off of your food, then it's their responsibility, not yours.
Definitely agree.
Yeah.
Girl, stop eating there.
I'm not going to stop eating there, especially the Big Macs. Because speaking of Big Macs, our next headline here, I don't know if you heard about the Wisconsin man who's eaten the most Big Macs, Andrew. Recently, he had his Guinness Book of World Record update to show that he's eaten 32,340 Big Macs over the past 50 years. And this guy is still alive for some reason.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I want to know what he smells like. Does he smell like McDonald's now?
You know what? He smells like a Big Mac that's probably been out in the heat for like a few days. And I say that because ever since I got addicted to the Big Mac, Andrew, almost anything I smell, like upon me, smells somewhat like a Big Mac. You know what I mean?
I don't. I've never had one.
You never had a Big Mac? What is going on with you? How are you black and you never had a Big Mac?
I've never had one. I just looked at it. I'm like, it's a lot of bread.
And a lot of Thousand Island dressing and a lot of pickles and brown cardboard meat. It's the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest fake burger ever. You got to try the Big Mac or else you're not living, Andrew.
Okay, I will try a Big Mac if I can make a vegan version of it.
Yes, and once you try it, you may want to try 32,000 more after that first time. I guarantee you.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, you gave like vomit emojis to this story when I'm looking at the document here. So I don't know. I mean, are you open to the greatness that may be the Big Mac?
I am open to trying the Big Mac greatness. I hope that if I do get addicted to it, I just don't live near McDonald's.
Okay. Yeah, because if you live near McDonald's, that's probably the easiest way to get turned off by McDonald's. Oh, God. And you know what? Just in relation to McDonald's, if there's anything that McDonald's reminds me of, it's sex. Just sex, and more sex. Because both things make me horny. All right. Now, question. This is our next headline, Andrew. Have you ever scheduled sex?
90% of the time I have sex that's scheduled.
Are you kidding me, or are you like being sarcastic? Or are you?
No, I'm 100% serious.
Really? So if I look at your calendar, like August 18th is going to be Andrew big time sex time.
Yeah, you'll see like a little sex date in there. Like I'll put a little name, like, oh, this is who I'm having sex with this hour. Wow,
you're going through them like they are Big Macs at McDonald's. I love it. Well, you know what? A recent survey said that almost half of people actually have scheduled sex. And it's funny, Andrew, because it reminds me, I mean, I think the only time I've scheduled sex with my girlfriend, Tony, was for our 1-year anniversary. Believe it or not, we said to ourselves, all right, because, you know, we just got off of a night of me licking pudding off of her. So we thought, you know what, since this was actually good for our 1-year anniversary, how about I just lick chocolate off of you? So if you look at my iPhone calendar date for July 16, 2021, it literally says, John licks chocolate off of Tony.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, it never actually happened, but you know what? I think the lesson to be learned from this, Andrew, is that sex is actually, at least for me, it's actually a lot better when it's spontaneous. I think the fact that we planned to have me lick chocolate off of her, it took away the fun from it. So, you know, what I ended up doing was just licking her bare skin herself.
Well, you know, it all sounds enjoyable. So you had a great time.
Yeah, we did have a good time. And you know what? She actually had enough chocolate to lick herself, if you know what I'm saying. Andrew just gave me the index finger like, move on, TMI. Alrighty, you know what, Andrew, you know, I have headphones on right now as I'm doing this show with you, and you know, there's a kind of isolationist quality involved in headphones. A new survey actually found that people who wear their headphones in public go an average of 5 weeks without having a meaningful conversation with someone new. Now, you know, initially, Andrew, I was all about, you know, isolating myself from the public, listening to my podcast, whatever. But I think because I do audio for a living and listen to so much audio as a result, I am actually appreciating more and more, you know, going out with my dog and actually experiencing the natural atmosphere around me. But you, Andrew, I think you say that you're kind of a big fan of isolating yourself from the world with headphones.
I'm a huge fan of it, especially going out. It helps me not panic or have a panic attack to have headphones in with a constant track or something that I'm grounded in. But places where I won't have headphones on are like parks or if I'm out in nature, because then like the world's my headphones.
Oh, yeah. You know, why listen to the music on your headphones when you can listen to the music of nature? I love it. You know what? I don't know. Again, this is I try to figure out a transition to go from one topic to another, but as you know, Andrew, the headlines are so different from each other that really. So apparently, we go from headphones to just Willy Wonka themed hotel rooms. Now, do you love yourself a little Willy Wonka?
I love Willy Wonka. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually been a while since I've had a Willy Wonka piece of candy. And you know what? If you go to the UK, I guess you're going to, you know, bring that Willy Wonka candy to your mouth like nobody's business. Because our next headline here, if you go to the United Kingdom, there is a Willy Wonka themed hotel room that's going to include a chocolate fountain, bottomless bowls of candy, chocolate baths, lickable wallpaper. Oh my God, me and Tony should have gone here for our 1-year anniversary, Andrew. Come on now. What the hell? Tony, this is going to be for our 2-year anniversary.
Do it. You can lick her and walls. Get out.
Oh my God. That is like the quote of the day. Hey, baby, let me lick you and walls. Oh God, I got to try that on her because she hasn't been giving me any for like 5 years.
You got to be adventurous. So lick the wall and say like, hey, let's do a taste comparison or something.
Yeah, because if there's anything that Tony tastes like, it is a fucking wall. All right, I apologize for that curse word. But you know what? I will say this. I wonder if this is more for childhood nostalgia's sake, this Willy Wonka hotel room, or if it's just like to get it on. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think, Andrew?
I think it's like a great honeymoon suite for people if they want to do like honeymoon things. Because I hope there'd be like a big enough chocolate fountain you could possibly get into.
Ooh.
The other thing I would think is like, this is like for nostalgia if you're really into Willy Wonka. Because if you've seen the movies and read the books, there was nothing ever comfortable to sit on or sleep in the factory. So I'm assuming that the furniture's not going to be that nice.
Okay, all right, but at least you can eat it, so there's that. And you know what? My thing is that it's probably uncomfortable because it's edible, like it's so soft, like and it's not what's the word? It's not solid enough. It's very fragile. So yeah, there you go. I mean,
it will be sticky.
Yeah. Oh my God! If there's anything that I'd love to sit on is just sticky edible furniture. That's just my life's dream. Hey, you know what? You know what also is my life's dream, Andrew?
Yeah.
Separating the whites from the coloreds. And of course, I'm talking about laundry. All right. A new poll did ask 6,000 Americans if they separate their whites and their colors when they do laundry. Almost a third of us do not bother. Andrew Vandertunt, what side are you on in terms of this debate?
I am all in for throwing all your clothes in together because of civil rights.
That applies for humans, but I think for clothes, at least the way I've been raised, I mean, we gotta be racist. You know what I mean? We gotta segregate. We gotta put the whites in their section, the coloreds in their section. I'm sorry, Andrew. We gotta go like 50 or 60 years backwards in time when it comes to laundry.
I tried to do it once. I tried to separate it, and I felt so guilty that the white socks and the black socks were not having a party together.
Oh, God. You know, I don't know. I mean, my mom has basically, I was taught that if you do not separate your whites and your coloreds, then like the colors are going to blend into each other. Like you're going to have a little bit of color in your white clothes, a little bit of white in your colored clothes. But you know what? More and more people, even my girlfriend is the one that just, you know, puts it all together, just like you, Andrew. And I got to do laundry at the laundromat for money. So I feel like maybe it's going to save me some money if I just do some laundry integration.
Yeah, you know, just join them together slowly, see how they interact. And if there's anything that just sticks out, like, okay, these cannot be washed together, just put it aside.
Oh, goodness gracious. I think that's a great way to end off our headlines. You know, laundry racism. Maybe it's not such a bad thing. Alrighty, if you have a headline you want to share with me and Andrew, laundry racism or non-laundry racism related, facebook.com/theanythingshow or Instagram @anythingshowfrancois. Jean Francois here with Andrew Vandertunt joining me. He is from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. I'm in Vermont. Andrew is in Rochester, New York. Coming up later on, we do have Shaun Reviv from a new podcast called Long Shot, the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccine. Obviously very relevant because, Andrew, I don't know about you, it seems like this vaccine or this pandemic is never going to end.
It's not. It's a never-ending story.
Damn you, anti-vaxxers. Alrighty, Andrew, in a more positive news, shall we get to people's chance to win $100 and a shot glass and keychain on August 30th?
Yeah, let's get to the coin.
Yes. All right. This is something we like to call Ask Anything. Alrighty, the question for this month, what's your favorite simple pleasure? I mean, there's a lot of simple pleasures that you have in your life, but what's your favorite simple pleasure? Andrew, I don't know if I mentioned mine, but something about eating fast food with my dog after like a long walk around a beautiful dog park, like in front of the TV, just chilling with my dog, eating fast food and then going to sleep. That seems to be a favorite simple pleasure of mine.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, given my constipation, probably not the greatest thing for my stomach, but you know what? Life is short. If I gotta get some build up just to get some pleasure, build it up, honey. Oh, God. Hey, we've had some great responses, Andrew, from listeners. People have chosen great favorite simple pleasures, such as listening to music, sitting on the front porch with family, rain on hot asphalt, taking them back to when they were a kid, laying in bed with their dogs, running outdoors, literally just sitting on their phone playing games, watching Johnny Depp movies, fishing and drinking, cuddling with their boyfriend and their cats, peace and quiet, reading, sitting in the sun. So all great favorite simple pleasures. And if you have not told us your favorite simple pleasure, something's wrong with you. Andrew, I feel like we should smite these people that have not told us their simple pleasure.
Oh, smite. I love that word.
Yeah? Oh, I'm sorry. You kind of cut out there. What did you say?
I said I love that word. Let's definitely smite them.
Yeah. I feel like we should, like, whip them with a whip, like in the biblical days.
Ooh, yeah. Make them carry a cross and whip them at the same time, and I'm here for it.
Oh, my God. Let me crucify you, if you know what I mean. Oh. Sorry, Jesus. All right. Anyway. Oh, yeah. If you want to tell us your favorite simple pleasure, Facebook.com/theanythingshow, Instagram @anythingshowfrancois. You can also, respond to our Ask Anything videos on the Anything Show with Jean Francois YouTube page. Monday, August 30th, you could be randomly chosen. Your answer could be randomly chosen to win a $100 gift card and an Anything Show shot glass and keychain Monday, August 30th. Yes. All right. I feel like I might as well let that theme song end, Andrew. Andrew, do you have to go pee?
Yes, they do.
Oh, do you? Well, good timing because we have 2 commercials we need to play. I think total they're about a minute or a minute 30 or something like that. So either you could do the quickest pee of your life or you can hold it.
I'm going to hold it.
Oh, you have a better bladder than I do, Andrew. All right, we're going to get to the viral videos of the week in just a second. But first, support for the Anything Show with Shaun Francois coming from our good friend Sheila Mack. We'll be right back in just a few.
Have you lost your job? Have you lost a loved one? Are you exhausted caring for your parents, for your kids? Well, you can find immediate relief when you read Sheila Mack's new #1 bestseller, Bootstraps and Bra Straps. It contains the Boots formula to move from rock bottom back into action in any situation, especially right now. If life has knocked you down, pick yourself up with Bootstraps and Bra Straps. Get your copy at www.sheilamack.com today.
Support for the Anything Show with Shaun Francois coming from Endgame Content. All right, I gotta be honest, these guys are just freaking idiots. They are 4 idiots who just talk about a lot of things that they think they know about. And yeah, okay, they talk about gaming related stuff for the most part. But if you want to learn other things like spoons or how to properly eat Thai food into your ears, I'm sure they know something about that too. Hey, the Endgame Content guys also do Dungeons and Dragons. So if you're a big fan of that, tune into their Dungeon and Dragon episodes, along with their regular podcast episodes, uploaded bi-weekly, so there's something fresh each week. Check out the Endgame Content live stream on Twitch, and of course, check out Endgame Content wherever you get podcasts. Oh my God, we are back right here on the Anything Show. Shaun Francois here with Andrew Vandertunt from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. Andrew, we have the viral music for this week. Yay! Alrighty, let's get viral. Our viral videos of the week. Let's start off with Grandma, because if there's anything more lovable than Grandma, then I dare you to tell me, because we love our grandmas. How about this grandma on TikTok, Andrew? She actually showed people a really interesting dishwasher hack. Let me know if you agree with this, if you do in fact use a dishwasher.
Hi, it's Babs. Has this ever happened to you? You just wash the dishes, but everything is still wet. No hand drying. Do this instead. End of the cleaning cycle, terry cloth dish towel, close the door, wait 5 minutes. You won't have to hand dry the dishes.
Yeah, Andrew, first of all, do you even use a dishwasher?
No, I've never used one.
Yes! Yes! All right, I don't want to call people who use dishwashers lazy bums, because my girlfriend is one of them. But, you know, there's just something very powerful and manly and raw about just manually washing the dishes yourself. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. I love to wash dishes. It's so exhilarating and relaxing at the same time.
Yeah, and I know this conversation bears no relevance to the dishwasher hack, but still, it's a great excuse for us to judge dishwasher-friendly people. Okay, for you people that love to have dishwashers, I mean, yeah, okay, stick a towel in the dishwasher, inside the dishwasher, and I guess your dish just will... Look, all I'm going to say is screw the dishwasher, because in my past experience with dishwashers, Andrew, they never get the dishes just right. You know, there's always going to be some stains left over when you're done with that dishwasher cycle.
Always. If I wash a dish by hand, I know it's thoroughly clean. In the dishwasher, I'm like, this water's just spraying. It's not doing anything.
Exactly. You gotta have control. You gotta have control in your life, and the best way to have control is to get up and do them damn dishes yourself.
Exactly.
All right, so I love you, Grandma, but screw you and your dishwasher hacking. She's not my grandma, so I can tell her to screw off. All righty, let's next video. Oh my God, another TikTok video that's been racking up the hits. It's a doorbell cam of a homeowner. Oh God, this is a great example of a racist Karen, Andrew. So this old white lady, she is coming up to the new girl in the neighborhood. The new girl in the neighborhood happens to be black. And this is a doorbell cam of a homeowner, the black girl, patiently listening to the old white lady neighbor complain about the Tigger flag flying in their front yard. Now, Tigger, if you don't know, is from Winnie the Pooh. And this is clearly an example of a Karen who might be racist, but more importantly, may not have anything better to do with her life.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I want to talk about this Tigger's flag.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay, why not?
I thought the American flag was real nice.
Uh-huh.
I don't say nothing about the shrubbery being cut. I don't say nothing about the backyard. But now, I don't like that.
Oh, okay, I didn't hang that. My brother hung that.
Well, I know. I'm just telling you, I don't like it. And we have rules. I don't won't have to go find out what they are, but I don't like that.
I mean, this isn't a homeowners association, though.
No, but there's rules for the community. There is called Williamsburg something, and there's rules.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, I don't like it.
All right.
It makes it look tacky.
Welcome.
Makes the neighborhood look tacky.
It doesn't, but that's okay.
Huh?
I said it doesn't, but it's okay. You're allowed your opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna find out about it.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
Yeah. So as you can tell, Andrew, this old white Karen don't like that. She don't like that Tigger flag.
And that was deep in her soul when she said, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And she wanted her to know, I don't like this at all.
Yeah. And of course she couldn't be more old and white when she said, oh yeah, the American flag is just fine, but the Tigger flag, no, it makes the neighborhood look tacky. Like, what the heck? Huh?
Tigger's too far. It's too far.
Yeah. And I feel like she may be the type of woman that uses the word that rhymes with Tigger, if you know what I mean.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know. I mean, you know what? Bigs up to this black woman homeowner who stood her ground and said, you know what? It's not a disturbance. It's just a simple, innocent flag, just like the American flag is a simple, innocent flag. Like, it's a cartoon character. Like, okay, sure, if you had a flag of Tigger getting it on with Madonna, because I guess Tigger is that much of a pimp, then maybe. But if it's just an innocent Tigger flag from Winnie the Pooh, that's very family friendly. I don't see what the issue is.
If anybody makes that flag, I want to buy it.
And please go into a neighborhood with a bunch of old white Karens and see how they react.
Yeah. I want to know, is it because it was Tigger? If it was Winifred, would it have been different? Would she have been more happy?
Yeah.
Was it because of Tigger?
I don't know. You know what? All I know is that Tigger better have a good dicker for Madonna. I don't know. That was a corny dad joke. All right. Let's see. Something a little bit more appropriate, but, you know, somewhat tragic, but also somewhat funny. Our next video here. I don't know if you know, Andrew, but 6 tornadoes touched down in northern Illinois a few days back. They caused damage, but no serious injuries. One very dramatic storm chaser documented the tornadoes, and I want you to see if you can count how many times he says, violent tornado, because it's just hilarious.
Look at all the debris. It's ripping up the trees. It's about to cross the road.
Is that not? Oh, check it
Look
out.
at that. Oh, my God. Yeah, go check on the house. Check to see if they're okay. That is a violent tornado. Violent tornado. Violent tornado.
Did you see how fast that wrapped up?
This is a violent tornado. East of Sycamore, Illinois. Violent tornado.
That's at least an EF2.
Easily. Yeah. That is easily an EF2. Violent tornado east of Sycamore.
I'm not sure if I got that, Andrew. What kind of tornado was it? I didn't pay attention there.
It was a violent tornado.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. I totally didn't get that from the 7 billion times that he said it. I love it. Have you ever been in contact with a tornado?
I have never actually seen one myself.
Yeah.
But when I was in Texas as a kid, one went through our town.
Oh, when you lived in Texas as a kid, one went through your town?
Yeah, one went through our town. We were in Killeen, Texas, and it went through Harker Heights, which was like a 10-minute drive away. We didn't actually see it, but we were able to see some of the damage when we went outside.
Oh, my God. And did you look at it as if it was like, oh, my God, I'm going to Disney World. I see a tornado. It's awesome.
You know what? I was so happy that it was happening because I thought school was going to be closed the next day.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I may just die and not enjoy the day off from school, but sure, let's take that risk anyway.
It was a risk well taken.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of little boys, Andrew, this adorable little boy has very good manners. He is being chased by a group of ducklings. And although he seems scared, this guy, I mean, he's probably the most polite little boy that I've ever seen. He keeps saying "excuse me" a lot to these ducklings because he just wants the ducklings to give him some space.
Excuse me, ducky. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, baby ducky. Look, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me! Stop! Stop!
Okay, all right. Well, I can see why you said excuse me, because it looked like one of the ducklings was going to kill him. Oh, God.
If I am ever reincarnated as a duck, I'm going to chase the child until they say excuse me like that.
You know what, Andrew? I have great news for you. I just got an email from the Duckling Association of America. You actually will be reincarnated as a duckling on the 16th of August.
Oh, yes. Excitement.
Yes. You better start quacking right now.
Little quackers. I'm coming for quackers.
I see you growing that beak right now, Andrew. I see you growing that beak.
Huge.
Yes. I mean, might as well you be in an Aflac commercial, you know?
And now that's the bougie duck.
Okay, you want to be like a blue-collar, like a genuine American duck.
I want to be a good old genuine American duck who likes his oil and pretends that guns are okay until they're used on me.
And gets insulted by Tigger from Winnie the Pooh flags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. Hey, speaking of kids, when you were a kid, did your parents teach you what to say if you ever got lost, Andrew?
No. I wanted me to come back.
Oh, they did not want you to come back? Is that what you said?
I don't think it would have. They would have said, just go with whoever you got lost with.
All right. I guess you and this 2-year-old have something in common, because this 2-year-old, I guess, did not get that lesson. Let's see if I can find this next video right here on the Anything Show that went viral.
Okay, Evie, so what do you do when you're lost? And find another mommy.
What? Yeah, she said find another mommy. What do you do if you get lost?
Okay, Evie, so what do you do when you're lost? And find another mommy.
What? This might be your sister, Andrew, because, yeah, just like you said, it's just like find another mommy. If you can't find your mommy, just find another one. It's just that simple.
We can have some relations here. She's probably just like, who's going to be the best one? I'll pick him out of the crowd.
Yep. I love it. And lastly, in our viral video segment here, this video from 2009, if you want your ears to bleed, Andrew, boy, do I got something for you. This guy may be the worst yodeler I've ever heard in my life. Let's see if I can find that video. Because, you know, there's those good, sexy yodelers, and then there's this guy. Yeah, Andrew, I was seeing Andrew's face on Zoom, and he just put his face back like, you know, he just smelled some stanky socks or something. How was that, Andrew, for you?
I was not expecting that. That was a turkey dying. That was not a person.
Yeah. And you know what? Aside from Thanksgiving, we don't want turkeys to die.
No, not at all. That was a... is he okay?
No. He should be in a hospital. And we're going to get him there right after we finish the show. But more importantly, this viral video segment. Yes, that was Let's Get Viral on The Anything Show. If you have a viral video you want to send to us, Facebook.com/The Anything Show. Instagram @AnythingShow Francois is where you can also find us. Jean Francois here. And stay tuned. After I'm done with my good friend Andrew here from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast, I'm going to be talking to Shaun Reviv, who is the host of the new podcast, Long Penis? No, it's not called Long Penis. Long Shot. Long Shot, the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah, I think the COVID-19 vaccine just makes you have a long penis, Andrew.
You know what? That's a great thing. All the men go get shot.
If there's anything that'll encourage the anti-vaxxers, both men and women, just say, hey, it's going to give you a big dick.
Oh, yeah, the lines would be out the doors.
Yep. Just before that conversation, let's gossip about all things celebrities. Andrew, are you ready for said celebrity gossip?
I'm ready.
Yay! All right, let's start off with the fact that Britney Spears, her camp gave us a bit of breaking news. You know, we're recording this on Friday, August 13th, and I think yesterday on the 12th, Andrew, we heard the news that Britney Spears' father, Jamie, has agreed to step down from her conservatorship. For the past 13 years, Britney's assets, everything, it has just been controlled by her father, and her father has been criticized for basically not treating his daughter like a regular human being who can fend for herself. Now, the lawyer for Mr. Spears says, quote, Mr. Spears will always be Miss Spears' father. He will always love her unconditionally, and he will always look out for her best interests. Andrew, what do you make of the Britney Spears conservatorship drama?
I'm very happy that he's stepping down as her conservator, or at least the lead of it. As far as I can see, from my end, everything looks like hopefully it'll be getting better. Hopefully, Brittany will have somebody who's going to be there as an actual, real, useful voice and has her interest at heart.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it.
Alrighty. Well, you know what? Best of luck, Brittany. And keep posting those very suggestive Instagram photos, because the other day, I mean, I don't know if you have been following Britney Spears on Instagram, Andrew, but I almost was cheating on my girlfriend there and wanted to come after Brittany because she was posting some topless photos with like the jean skirt that was very much up her, close to her area. And I was just like, wow, hey, Brittany, what the hell are you doing? You're confusing me now.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Oh,
bring it back.
Yeah, that song title could not be more true right now. All right. During last night's last night. So as we're recording this on Friday, August 13th, the night before, I don't know if you know, Andrew, but there was a Field of Dreams game between the Yankees and the White Sox, meaning that they played on the field that was featured in the film Field of Dreams. Have you seen the movie Field of Dreams?
No.
Oh my! It's an iconic baseball movie. You got to see it if you love those tear-jerking sports dramas.
Ooh, okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I love a crying movie.
Yeah. So the field is in Dyersville, Iowa, and I'm ashamed, Andrew, because in my year and a half of living in Iowa, I've never actually once took the time to visit Dyersville to see the same baseball field that James Earl Jones and Kevin Costner stood on. God. All right. Well, you know what? In other news, I really want to judge Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, as well as Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. Do you know what these celebrity couples have in common, Andrew?
Yes. They all have humongous films of grease on their bodies.
Probably, yeah. So Ashton and Mila recently revealed that they really don't bathe their children that often. They say that, you know what, for our children and ourselves, I mean, really, we just wait until, they smell or there's like some debris on the body. Other than that, like we just leave them and ourselves naturally as the earth intended, you know?
That's weird to me. I just don't understand it. I can't feel comfortable not being, like, clean.
Yeah.
You know, when you get a cheeseburger or something that has, like, grease on it and you rub it on paper and it becomes clear?
Yeah.
I imagine your clothes when you don't shower, you put them on.
Oh, God.
Like, weird.
Yeah. Look, I try not to judge people frequently, but in this case, it's like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, okay. If you shower like every other day, okay, that's not so bad. But if it's to a point where it's like, you know, because I was involved sexually with a girl in my past before Tony, who only showered once a week, Andrew. Once a week. Because A, I guess she was afraid of showering and baths as a kid, and B, I guess she's one of those people, you know, she has that hippy dippy mindset where it's like, no, you got to let the natural oils of your body like really come out, and they're really going to be dry and non-existent if you shower every day. And it's like, no, if I'm going to have sex with you, I got to be turned on by you, and I cannot be turned on by you if you smell like a freaking dumpster.
Yeah, get some lotion. What are you talking about?
Yeah, hey, if you're going to be smelling like a sweaty Big Mac dumpster, at least cover it up with some lotion, goddammit. So, you know, celebrities have come out to contrast Ashton and Mila and Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. Thankfully, we have people like Jake Gyllenhaal, Chris Evans, who say, no. We shower every day. Jason Momoa said he showers every day. Our husband, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, showers every day, Andrew. So that makes him more marriage material, if you know what I mean.
It does.
Yeah.
He's got even hotter. I mean, the fact that I know he showers is a plus, but I don't want to give a cookie to these other people.
Yeah.
Good job on the shower. You got it.
Exactly. All right. What else do we got here? Because we only have like a couple minutes left before we got to get out of here. I want to get your thoughts on this, Andrew. So Quentin Tarantino, of course, the director of Inglourious Basterds, Pulp Fiction, all those great movies, he says that he does not give his mother any money from his, from his directorial earnings, because when he was a kid, his mother mocked the fact that he wanted to be a screenwriter. Like, instead of encouraging him, his mother was like, you know what, stop it. Like, you're supposed to be focusing on school, not your little writing career. So Quentin, in, clear revenge, said, Mom, you know what? Like, internally in his head, he said, boy, when I grow up, if I make a lot of money, I'm not going to give you a damn penny. And he actually lived up to that promise. What are your thoughts about this, Andrew? Because I have mixed feelings about it.
For me, 100%, I'm just going to say I support how he's handling it. Even myself, I would probably do the same thing if that was the conversation I had with any person. Kind of diminishing my dreams. That was like, okay, well, when I do make it, you'll still be around. We'll know each other, but you're not going to reap the benefits from this.
Okay. I mean, look, on the one hand, I understand Quentin's. I understand where Quentin is coming from, because there's nothing more damaging than your mother of all people not believing in your dreams. So I get it from that perspective. At the same time, I worry about Quentin's mental health, because to carry a grudge for that long and to still hold up to it, it's like, man, I mean, I almost want to say, like, you got to find some way to let that go and to make peace with the fact that your mom is who she was back then. And maybe, hopefully, she's a different person and is more encouraging and supportive now of your writing career and your directing career. So, I don't know.
Definitely agree. I would hope that he's talked to somebody, he's worked through it. And if my parents or anybody who did that to me needed help, I got you.
Yeah. All righty. Well, Quentin Tarantino, as you hopefully get some therapy, I guess that's a great way to end our celebrity gossip. Alrighty, if you have a celebrity gossip story you want to share with us, Facebook.com/TheAnythingShow. Instagram @AnythingShowFrancois is where you can reach us. Jean Francois here. I've been joined by the Near Practical Hour with Andrew Vandertunt from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. Find it wherever you get podcasts. But I think, Andrew, you're also working on something else, aren't you?
Yes, I am. So the first actual episode of the new season of Lifestyle is the start of me interviewing different gay individuals, queer individuals in the community here in upstate New York, and then also going across the country if they travel. So the first episode is now available wherever you enjoy podcasts, and I have porn star and social activist Leo Donato as my first guest.
Oh my God, a porn star and a social activist? Like, that's all the same person?
All at the same time.
What? I gotta listen to that. So, Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy with Andrew Vandertunt. Find it wherever you get podcasts. All right, we're gonna go to a conversation that I had with Shaun Reviv. He is the host of the new podcast, Long Shots, the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccine. Andrew, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being on the show. And man, try a Big Mac before we get to our next show.
I'm gonna try one. I'll tell you how it goes.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm here with Shaun Reviv, host of the new podcast, Long Shot, the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccine. Thanks so much for being on the show, Shaun.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, anytime. Let's break it down, because obviously this is a very relevant topic that your podcast is based on. I mean, where do we start? Because, it looks like by the title, COVID-19 kind of began way before we knew of it last year.
Yeah, in the first episode, we talk about the history of coronaviruses in general, or the history of when coronaviruses may have existed. And we spoke to a guy who said they may have existed as many as millions of years ago, or hundreds of millions of years ago. And the vaccines themselves are based on technology that have been worked on for at least a decade, and really going back way further than that. The technology behind the COVID-19 vaccines, or at least most of them, fighting the spike protein, was already sort of in place by 2017, 2 years before COVID-19 even struck.
And I wonder if you can verify this story that I keep hearing. I mean, we keep hearing about like where COVID-19 originated from, and it seems like the most common story that we hear is that it originated in a laboratory in China, and then somehow the virus got out, and then we get a pandemic. And even before the virus got out, a vaccine was already in place. I mean, can you find any, verification or truth to that story?
I would say that the second half of that story is definitely true. The first half of that story is definitely up in the air. Most of the experts that I spoke with believe the origin is more natural, from nature. But I spoke with them 6 months ago, and things may have changed since then. I think the origin is still an open question. But the fact that there was a vaccine before COVID struck is sort of half true. The exact way to make a vaccine, or very close to the exact way to make vaccine, was already created. They already knew it. There were some scientists working for the U.S. government, but also in academia at the University of Texas and elsewhere, who had figured out how to stabilize the spike protein before coronavirus struck. And that's because there were two sort of cousin viruses, also coronaviruses, that had already had outbreaks in 2012 and 2002. And they're very, very similar in structure to this coronavirus. And so they used those viruses to figure out how to create a vaccine against them. And so all they needed was a new coronavirus to come out, and then they could test it. And so it was already mostly figured out, but they really needed a coronavirus that was very similar to that one to test it on.
Yeah. And of course, when the vaccine started rolling out, I think like late last year, it seemed to be, like we seem to be, rapidly, pacing in terms of getting it out there, the Pfizer and the Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson and such. And what do you make of that rapid effort to get the vaccine out? And do you think that it contributes to the skepticism that I'd say a good half of this country has about taking the vaccine?
I think the speed may definitely contribute to skepticism. Whether it's justified or not is another question. I think because it seems like the vaccines were created so fast, it could seem like it was rushed. But as the podcast shows, at least the first episode, I think, and other episodes really show, this is not a new technology. This is something they'd figured out before coronavirus struck, and based on a decade of work and probably even further back than that. It took a really long time for them to figure out how the spike protein works, and then how to stabilize it in order to sort of create a vaccine and teach the body how to fight a virus like this coronavirus. It was not an overnight affair. It was something that they've spent many, many years perfecting, lots of trial and error in the lab. It's just that now they had this giant pandemic to use it against. And so getting it out there as fast as possible, knowing that it works, knowing that it had been tested in humans safely in phase 1 trials, phase 2 trials, phase 3 trials, was very, very, very important. And so they did it in a slightly different way than usual, but it's not any smaller of a trial than they would in a normal vaccine that was not a rush. It was some of the biggest trials in the history of vaccines were the COVID-19 trials. So to say that they're rushed isn't really accurate.
Yeah, and I wonder if we call them the anti-vaxxer crowd. I mean, I wonder if they knew the full story of the time that it took to test these vaccines, get them through a trial and such. I wonder if that story was fully known, if it would sway the opinion of the anti-vaccination crowd. Do you think that would create a big changing effect?
I suspect it could help. I was not very skeptical of the vaccines, but I was really interested in learning about them. I wanted to know how they worked, the history behind them, and since I've learned that, since I've spoken with so many people familiar with the history and the science behind it, and learned so much about it, it makes me feel even better about the vaccines. And a layperson I can see why they might think the vaccines were rushed, but once you know that they weren't, and why they weren't, and how they did it before coronavirus even came, I think it should make anyone feel better about the vaccine that's going into their arm.
Yeah. Well, I'm speaking with Shaun Reviv. He is the host of the new podcast, Long Shot, the 250-year journey to the COVID vaccine. And, how often do you release episodes, and what can we expect next in the subsequent episodes?
Sure. We've got 2 episodes out now, and the new one is going to come out every Wednesday, and should have about 10 episodes when all is said and done. And it should tell like a really cool history, and you'll learn a lot about the science of vaccines.
And be honest, before I let you go, Shaun, obviously we are, when we thought that this was going to be a so-called hot vax summer and that we were going to really turn the tide on this pandemic, it looks like it's coming back to hit us via, these variants such as the infectious Delta variant. Tell me what you make of the Delta variant, and also what you make of the direction that we're going with this pandemic, whether it's going to be worse, better, things like that.
Well, I certainly hope it's going to be better. The Delta variant has been a bit pretty frustrating for me personally, and for a lot of people, because it sort of sends us a bit backwards in terms of getting life back to normal. But having spoken to all these experts creating the vaccines, and knowing that they're continuously working on improving them, making sort of next generation vaccines, booster shots, that kind of stuff, I feel pretty optimistic that we will get life back to normal despite these variants, and eventually, just have a pretty normal life, and whether coronavirus is a part of it or not.
Now, was this Delta variant, like the spread of this, was that pretty much inevitable, out of our control, or was that something that could have been easily controlled, say by more people taking the vaccine?
I suspect higher vaccination rates would have curbed new variants from being created. I'm not an expert on that, so I'm not really sure how exactly to put that. But I think the more people are vaccinated, the less variants there are going to be. I think that's a pretty accepted belief. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And before I let you go, Shaun, I don't mean to put you on the spot or make you, put you under pressure or anything like that. But to someone listening to this who is completely skeptical about taking the vaccine or science, I mean, I have a friend myself who has this impression that taking the vaccine will turn you into a zombie, and I don't even know if she's half joking or completely joking or somewhat serious or whatever. So, I mean, what would you say, to someone who has these theories in their mind about what taking the vaccine could mean for them?
I would say that, based on having spoken with all these experts, that I'm not afraid of taking these vaccines, and no one else should be either. They're going to help protect you and all the people you love, and it's a really unselfish thing to do. Even if you are afraid, even if you think there is some sort of slight risk to yourself, you're making it safer for everyone else. It's one of the most unselfish things you can do, is to get a vaccine.
Yeah, but it's got to a point where, I mean, obviously, it makes sense to say that, okay, listen to the experts, listen to science, listen to people who have the degrees on this, but even there's even skepticism among the experts. So if it gets to that point where you have a distrust or skepticism among experts, I mean, where do you go from there?
I think there's pretty much consensus among experts and scientists that vaccines are safe and good and will protect you from the virus. But I think it's always good to be skeptical of things that go into your body. But I think time and time again, it's been proven that vaccines are one of the greatest accomplishments in human history. And it's pretty safe to say that a lot of people who are skeptical and a lot of people who are not skeptical would not be alive today without vaccines, and not just COVID-19 vaccines.
Shaun, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate it. And it's The Long Shot, 250-year journey to the COVID vaccine. And you can find it anywhere you get podcasts. Episodes are usually released every Wednesday. Hey, Shaun, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks, John. Really nice to meet you.
The coronavirus vaccines were produced in record time, but they're not slapdash overnight inventions. They're a culmination of centuries of research and advances. To figure out how they began, you have to probe history, myths, and legends.
1,000 years ago, the son of a local governor got very sick from smallpox.
This sickness, as caused by inoculation, is not unto death.
Human history has been shaped by plagues, pandemics, viruses, and diseases, and the fight against them. Today, they are in combat more than ever. My name is Shaun Reviv. I'm a journalist, and I'm hosting a podcast called Long Shot, the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccines. We're going to take you deep into the science and the people behind the coronavirus vaccines and learn how the fight against disease influences our daily lives. We'll learn about the incentives, experiments, and accidents that drove vaccine development and the long shadow of vaccine fears. And we'll talk with people who study viruses that evolved along with our species.
Much like a transformer going from a car to a robot, parts of the protein just start moving and refolding.
You're really just asking the immune system to do what it does on a regular basis.
There are some sacrifices you're going to have to make, and there are some trials you're going to have to go through, and failures that might have to happen, but failure is always progress in a certain sense.
And we'll meet some of the great minds behind the global effort to get us out of this pandemic.
Yeah, I think it might be the defining point of my career. I think I'll always be remembered for this, but I mean, I wish I wasn't. I honestly wish I wasn't. I wish it never happened.
I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop on these vaccines, and it hasn't happened.
So join me as I explore the 250-year journey to the COVID-19 vaccines. From iHeartRadio and School of Humans, this is Long Shot.
Listen to The Anything Show with John Francois on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. How does John know how to set up podcasts? Is he that? No, he can't be that smart. Follow on Facebook at The Anything Show and on Instagram at Anything Show Francois. Did you get all that?
Have you lost your job? Have you lost a loved one? Are you exhausted caring for your parents, for your kids? Well, you can find immediate relief when you read Sheila Mac's new #1 bestseller, Bootstraps and Bra Straps. It contains the Boots formula to move from rock bottom back into action in any situation, especially right now. Where life has knocked you down, pick yourself up with boot straps and bra straps. Get your copy at www.sheilamac.com today.